Welcome back to SwitchCorner. Today, as always, we're going to be taking a look at upcoming Switch releases over this next week. Here in this video, I will say I don't cover everything. I cut out the shovelware and I focus on those games that have basically just caught my eye and give you my opinion if for me it's going to be a day one buy, a wait on reviews, or even one I'm going to be reviewing myself. So with that, look, hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family. And yeah, let's get started because honestly, this is one of the most exciting weeks I've seen for Switch owners in some time. So first up this week then we've got Giraffe and Anika. It's a throwback 3D platformer coming from NIS America, and while the screenshots look good and the idea is solid, yeah, I'm going to tell you now that's not the case. I'm a huge advocate for the work that NIS America do, but this is a rare miss for them. Gameplay is lacking, progression nearly non-existent, and then there's a whole lot of invisible walls and performance issues. Now how do I know this? I've actually been playing this game for the last week for a more in-depth review that's going to be dropping tomorrow, but I just wanted to kind of give you a heads up, a warning. But I will say this, look, consider checking out reviews first if you are strongly, thinking about spending your cash on this. It really is a shame though when the story is so good. Basically you're this young girl who has amnesia, awakes on a mysterious island, and you just got to kind of figure out who you are and where you are. It is just that execution is the problem. So Street Power Soccer now, or Street Power Football everywhere else I presume. I know very little about this one, but I really do hope it's solid. I'd love some arcade football action on the go. Honestly, if they can just get some solid control mechanics in place, it should make it pretty easy to deliver a fun 3 versus 3 experience. That said, so many things that seem easy often crash and burn, so I will say I'm not holding my breath on this one. What's got me most curious here though, I gotta say, it's all the other game modes: trick shot, cage battle, a dance-like freestyle as they put it. These could be really cool, or they could be quick time events that are just you're done with after a couple of minutes. We will see. I like the graphical style though, and I like the fact they have a few street soccer stars in here and licensed music from the likes of Black Eyed Peas because they're still around apparently, and DJ Snake. It at least though shows some efforts going into this one, but I'm for sure going to be waiting on reviews first. So no straight roads now, and I like what I see even if I have very little idea of what to expect from this one. The idea here: start a rock band and put an end to the EDM empire in Final City. It's an action adventure that seems to be 3D exploration mixed in with rhythm gameplay for battles. Sounds good to me and unique, which is always a good thing. Coming though from the creative minds behind the likes of Final Fantasy 15 and Street Fighter 5, there's for sure talent. Then the visuals, I gotta say, they look amazing too. The big questions here honestly for me though: how's the progression work, and then how's the music? Is it good? Because if I'm going to spend hours with it, it better be. I'll be going day one here though, that's for sure. So over the Alps next, and I have no idea what to expect here. I know near to nothing about the devs. The gameplay trailer gives you nothing, but I love the style of it all. The story: you'll be taking on the role of a spy in a race across 1939 Switzerland during World War II. Spy thriller video game, I'm absolutely in, honestly. From what I can tell, it seems to be a text-based adventure, but it's the visuals that got me. It all feels a little like a low-budget Wes Anderson. I'm going to be waiting on reviews though myself first, just because I'm concerned they may have priced it just a little bit too high for what's on offer, but hopefully I'm wrong and we have a hidden gem on our hands here. This next one, it came out of nowhere for me, Jenny LeClue. I'll start with this: I'll be dropping a review on this game come release date, and while I'm nowhere near finished just yet, what I've played so far I've really enjoyed. It's taking influence from the point and click games of yesteryear while giving it kind of a modern coat of paint. It's that visual style where it can look cute but can easily flip a switch, and the kind of creepy tones there. It's all very surreal. In this one though, you're an aspiring detective who gets more than she bargained for when her mother is accused of murder, and now you must prove her innocence. Expect my review on this one in the next 24 or so hours before release hits. So a big release, and perhaps the biggest one for me personally of the week: Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. It's joining the Switch, and what a great addition to the library this one is. Considered now, I will say, a classic, and it's one I played back in the day on the GameCube. I just can't wait to revisit it. The story here, it's not as linear as most Final Fantasy entries. You'll get a lot of choice of what you do next and where you go. The missions, the quests you tackle, it's all kind of optional. Basically though, the world here is covered by a gas, and you set out in Kara our fans to complete missions and keep this world safe while solving kind of the mystery. I really loved this one back in the day, but when I was kind of reflecting for this, I realized just how little I can actually remember about the game. So this remaster, it seems like a perfect time to jump back in. With online play too, this should be solid, and I'll be going day one with it, and I suggest most RPG fans out there do the same thing. So now the 28th of August, a monster day, a day that could easily bankrupt us all in one foul swoop. 7 potential great games and then a rumored Nintendo Direct, which no doubt means stealth drops too. My credit card is basically already panicking. With so many great games on offer, we'll quickfire these just a little bit. First, we've got Immortal Realms Vampire Wars. It's set in a vampire world during a war, as the title suggests, but it's combining 3 elements: turn-based combat, empire management, and then card deck building. That screams 2 things at me. 1, I'm going to be super confused, and 2, just buy me immediately. While it would be day one for me, I am working on a review for this one right now, and you can expect to see that morning of release. I'm actually just starting the gameplay as well, so this is not in any way a hint at the quality, good or bad. Bandai Namco then saying screw it and just dropping 2 games on the same day. Jump Force, it's an arena brawler bringing together like Naruto, Dragon Ball and so on. It's released nearly everywhere else already to kind of like average reviews, so I wouldn't hold your breath on it being amazing or anything. That said though, look, I enjoyed the My Hero Academia like arena brawler, so I'm still excited to check this one out. With Jump Force, I will say though, expect a review come release date. Then we got Captain Tsubasa. This is football with a storyline based on an anime I know nothing about. Likewise, I gotta say I know very little about the game too. Weirdly though, super excited for this one. I can't wait to check it out, and I will be going day one. So old school Pokemon fans now then, Sword and Shield not do it for you. How about Nexomon Extinction? It's a complete clone, and I will tell you now, I've been playing it for the last like few days. It's for sure more challenging, I'll tell you that, when you compare it to like Sword and Shield, but I actually appreciate that, honestly, having a little challenge with the gameplay. That said though, I am not far enough yet to give a full opinion, but I will have a review in the next couple of days. From some digging, it seems to be a sequel to a cell phone game, but I do need to look into that more. But yeah, I gotta say, look, the visuals so far are solid, and the gameplay, it seems decent enough. I'd probably wait for reviews on this one first, or I'd even check it out now. There's probably more than a few reviews live already, because the review date, it was like last week or something. I just got swamped from the Indies event putting me behind, so you should find more than a few opinions. All these action games too much for you? How about Road to Guangdong? I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right, but I hope I am. But the thumbnail with this one grabbed me immediately. It's vibrant to say the least. The price point is, it's on the high side, honestly. But here you'll be playing a young woman who sets out on a mission with her grandma to visit long lost relatives to revive the family restaurant. Again, like a few of the games today, I've actually been playing this for a few days now. If I can wrap it up quickly enough, expect to see my opinion on this one in tomorrow's like review roundup of like 6 or 7 games. I will say this, so it's for you more like chilled gamers out there. It's kind of like part visual novel, part very slow paced driving. It's definitely unique, definitely interesting. So the penultimate game of the week then, and by far my number 1 pick of the week, Windbound. Surely everyone is excited for this one though, as you take on the role of Kara, a warrior who ends up shipwrecked on a mysterious island. Very little on the story though is being given away, which is always exciting and does make it a day one buy for me. If that's not enough for you though, how about the countless comparisons everyone seems to be making to Zelda? I'm excited for this one, and I really do have high hopes. So the final game of the week now then, Collapsed, and this is actually a rare Saturday release. This one, it's a roguelike run and gun set in a post-apocalyptic world where you set out to answer, well, what the hell happened here and what caused this like level of destruction. I'm honestly not expecting much from, you know, a storyline front, but I like the almost cartoon visuals, and if you can back this up then with solid gameplay progression, and then of course things like unlocks, then I think roguelike fans could have a winner on their hands here. I'm going to be waiting on reviews first personally, but I am definitely hopeful, that is for sure. And that is the week wrapped up. Let me know if I missed anything. It's a huge week, but honestly just look at it already. Bandai Namco, 2 games in one day, a new roguelike, a spy thriller, a point-and-click influence mystery, a sourdough-infused adventure. If ever there was a week I was going to go bankrupt, this might be it. Throw on top of all of this then the potential Nintendo Direct on Friday, and it seems, Switch owners, there's a lot to be excited for. Look, with that then, a quick shout out to the patrons of the channel who are just going, you know, above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It truly is appreciated, and it helps more than you know. If you want to check that out for yourself, I have linked it in the video description down below. Then look, if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.